What's going on? What's going on? Man, so I guess Eddie Hearn, oh my goodness, you know, wanted to speak on Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, how the bout was postponed, and he's saying basically that, oh, the reason why it got postponed is because of poor ticket sales. This guy basically says, you know, every single bout, what's called, that Deontay Wilder has quote poor ticket sales, even though we'll see the place completely packed up. Oh, it's poor ticket sales, or they'll say, oh, well, they gave away all those tickets. Well, that's not necessarily the case, because we all know when it comes to the commission in the United States, they let you know how many tickets were sold, and they let you know exactly how much was comped. That's why we know that Tyson Fury, you know, in one of his bouts in between when he fought Deontay Wilder, out of Lavine or whatever, we know that he actually, in one of those two bouts, he comped more tickets than he actually sold. They had sold like 3,000 something tickets, and they had gave away 3,000 something. You know, because I was like, damn, he went from having only 3,000 people in attendance to 6,000. But there's like, the reason was because they gave away half the tickets, you know, and that's why those people were there. So we all know this. You can't really get away with that in the United States like you can other places like the UK. So when it comes to the Deontay Wilder bout, it's like the last bout they had with Tyson Fury, they did over 17 million at the gate. I guess the bout before that, they did a couple, maybe $1 million or $2 million under that. I forget what the number was, but they did great when it came to the gate, you know, with that bout as well. So it's kind of weird to me, you know, that he'll still consistently say this. Oh, he did bad at the gate. He did bad at the gate. He fought against Luis Ortiz, and they did, it was about 4 million plus at the gate as well. Packed crowd again, you know. So no, he hasn't had any problem selling tickets. And as we always find out after the bouts are done and the commission comes in with the numbers. Now, when it comes to this particular bout, I'm not sure, you know, if people go to events. Like, I'm not sure if any kind of events, whether it be concerts, whether it be basketball, football, whatever games, you know, it's kind of weird to me how people just kind of roll with what people like Eddie Hearn say. Is it a thing where they're just kind of just closing their eyes to reality and it feels good to listen to BS, so they just roll with it? Or do they really believe the things that are coming out of his mouth are coming out of other people's mouths? Like, I'll see people, they'll pull up the T-Mobile thing, they'll show the whole stadium, and then they'll just show the blue. They'll say, oh, look at around over here, just this over here sold out in the corners. But the middle, look at all this blue. Look at all this blue. You know, look at all of these tickets. None of this is sold out. Not understanding that, yes, the whole thing stays blue until every single ticket in that area is gone. So if there's just one ticket in a particular area, it's going to stay on like that. It's not going to come off until those tickets are completely gone. But what you can do is click the blue. All that dark, go to the T-Mobile, and after you go to the T-Mobile, you know, keep clicking until you get to the Access Stadium where you can pick your tickets, and then just press on the blue. And then what it does, it brings you closer. And that, you know, that big flat blue, just, that disappears. Then you see how many tickets are actually available. Now, if you do that, then you basically now see entire sections that are just completely sold out, pretty much, except for like 1 ticket or 2 tickets. Or you'll see, you know, little spots here and there where they had people, you know, people still hadn't bought tickets, or certain areas where people, there were still tickets available. But for the most part, it was already sold out. And actually, it had sold out substantially more than tickets sell out, you know, in the United States. Because the United States is a little bit different. In the United States, a lot of, they're like the week of the fight, the last 2 weeks, and especially the week of the fight, that's when you really sell. And people will wait till 2-3 days before the bout and then buy tickets. And they usually didn't just fly off the shelves, you know, because people were trying to get a deal, like, can I get a deal? Can I get a deal? But there was nothing even left in the space where you could get a good deal, really, you know. And then also the thing with, like, the T-Mobile, you know, with the setup in the United States, especially like the T-Mobile section, you can see the tickets that just haven't been sold, and you can see the tickets that people are trying to resell. And even the resale, there wasn't that many tickets that were available, you know. And before everything got shut down, I would say there was over 80%, 85% of the tickets were already sold at that time. Pretty much all of them were pretty much gone already. You know, so it was going to be a sellout. It definitely was going to be a sellout. But obviously, since the date got, you know, extended out, you know, some more people came in there. You know, that some people gave, but you know, I'm guessing they had the option to still give back those tickets. So a little bit of tickets more became available, but just a little bit. It still wasn't that much. It's still like 70% already sold, or a little bit over 70%. It's still already gone. And you know, and we're talking already a couple of months before the bout. You know, still months to go now, obviously, since they extended out before the bout goes. You know, so the tickets were selling great. You know, I think a month ago, Bob Arum said they already sold 13 million, and I believe him just due to the fact that I'm hearing what he says. But I obviously, because of his background and how much that he lies, I need receipts to show that it did 13 plus million. So when I go in there and I see how many tickets have been sold, and I see, you know, the little bit of resale that's available, and then a little bit of regular seats that are still available, it's not hard to believe that 13 plus million sold. By the time people even started talking about the tickets, I'm pretty sure it's around already 16 plus million already sold at that time. You know, and I see them breaking that $17 million gate that they had last time and getting 19 probably million. I don't see that being an issue with that at all. They're 100% gonna do that. 100% gonna go over. You know, so I don't know. It's just kind of weird to me how, you know, people will really, you know, put out BS like that. That, you know, things that are very easy, you know, they're very, very, very easy to prove wrong. You know, just like how Eddie Hearn was saying, talking about, oh, how, you know, how many ticket sales Canelo had in the Yildirim fight and he had in the Smiths fight. Then turns out, no, he didn't sell as many tickets as he said, and they had copped a substantial amount of tickets. You know, to the point where the Smith fight didn't do anything close to what a Danny Garcia versus Earl Spence had did. It barely did more tickets, actual sold, finest, and money made than what's his name? Than Gervonta Tank Davis did with Santa Cruz. Barely, you know. And we know this because we're able to see how many tickets were actually sold and how many tickets were actually comped. You know, we're able to see both of them because, again, the commissions in the United States, you can get that information directly from them, and they have to give you that information. It's not something that we have to rely on the promoters, you know, all those running the events or the networks to give us that information. You know, so I don't know. The reality is, I'm not sure if that bout's going to happen, just because, you know, Tyson Fury is now talking about mental health again, and when you look at his past, that's what he usually does. He usually gets injured, or he gets his, quote, sickness, you know, and then after that, you know, he's all of a sudden not mentally equipped to fight like he did against Klitschko, and that fight ended up getting canned, and he ended up sitting out for 2 years. So that could be the same type of thing, where he does, where all of a sudden that happens. So this bout has actually now got into the space where I'm not sure if it actually will happen, you know. And you know, he could be trying to get out of it. I know a lot of people say, "Oh, he won the fight. Why would he do that?" Well, he washed Klitschko too. He beat Klitschko with ease. He didn't get dropped to the ground 3 times like Deontay Wilder did him. He only called 2 of them, but Wilder dropped him 3 times. You know, that didn't happen where you're comatose, where you're completely out, which you knocked out with your eyes open, just laying on your back on the floor. That didn't happen to him. Yet he still didn't do that rematch. So this is just something that's been part of his history and something that he does. So, you know, we'll have to see if it actually happens. But as far as if this fight was going to be successful or not, it was successful. And I know some people are saying, oh, well, where's the promotion to fight? You don't need promotion for this fight. This is all people have been talking about for almost a year and a half. Nothing but this fight for over a year and a half. You know, we saw how many people were on that live when they had their press conference. How many people were, you know, were on that live watching that, viewing that fight, viewing the conference, the press conference. How many videos have been made? How many videos we were making about Deontay Wilder, this fight, on a regular basis, almost on a daily basis. The promotion is done. There's no need to do any promotion. So all they have to do is pretty much wait until about the week of the fight, maybe 2 weeks before the fight, and then you kick it into gear and you start pushing it and you start promoting it. You know, but there's no need for you to do it months ahead of time. Zero, absolutely none. You know, and it will, to me, it's probably going to end up being the biggest fight of the year. You know, the most talked about fight, the most spectacular fight, you know, and the highest grossing fight, you know, of this year. But we'll see. You know, but for now, like, subscribe, share. I'm out.